The problem with putting Sylvester Stallone in a room full of celebrities is that sooner or later, he becomes everyone's biggest problem. Whether he's joking with world leaders, roasting fellow actors, or accidentally turning interviews into comedy shows, Stallone has created some unforgettable moments over the years. One of the strangest happened during a visit to the Vatican. A photo surfaced showing Stallone shadowboxing with the Pope. Naturally, everyone wanted an explanation. When asked about it, Stallone joked that he couldn't resist. He said the Pope told him he grew up watching his movies, and that was all the invitation he needed. Suddenly, Stallone was ready to turn a Vatican meeting into a Rocky training montage. His humor didn't stop there. During an awards presentation with actor Antonio Banderas, the pair struggled through a script together. Stallone joked about their accents, while Banderas fired right back. What should have been a simple award presentation quickly became a comedy routine as both actors tried and failed to convince the audience that the other one was harder to understand. Then there was the near disaster on the set of The Expendables 3. Jason Statham was driving a truck during filming when the brakes suddenly failed. The vehicle crashed through a barrier and plunged straight into the Black Sea. For a terrifying few moments, Statham was trapped underwater as the truck sank rapidly. He fought his way out through the open window and finally surfaced. Expecting panic, he looked toward the dock. Instead, he saw Stallone calmly standing there holding up an iPhone. According to Statham, Stallone's first concern wasn't the accident, it was whether he needed a towel. Only Stallone could witness a near-death experience and somehow turn it into a casual conversation. During the filming of Creed, Stallone also proved he was the last person you wanted holding embarrassing footage. Michael B. Jordan was training for a boxing scene when he got hit hard enough to end up flat on the canvas. Jordan insists he wasn't knocked out, but Stallone tells a different story. According to Stallone, Jordan was lying there so long he looked like he was taking a nap. The funniest part? Stallone secretly recorded the whole thing. Years later, Jordan found out that Stallone still had the footage and wasn't shy about showing it off whenever the opportunity came up. That's friendship, Stallone style. One of the funniest stories involving Stallone happened at a New Year's Eve party attended by television host Jimmy Fallon. Fallon was invited to sing for the guests and enthusiastically performed a classic song. When he finished, he received applause and heard someone tell him he had the voice of an angel. Then that person handed him a $100 bill. The generous guest was Stallone. At least, that's how Fallon remembered it. Stallone later admitted the money wasn't a reward for great singing. It was his way of encouraging Fallon to stop singing as quickly as possible. Only Stallone could turn a compliment into an insult and still make everyone laugh. Long before becoming one of Hollywood's biggest stars, Stallone struggled with something much simpler, his own name. Growing up, he hated being called Sylvester because everyone immediately associated it with Sylvester the cat from the cartoons. The nickname Sly changed everything. Inspired by musician Sly Stone, Stallone adopted the shorter name and suddenly felt a lot cooler. What started as an attempt to escape cartoon jokes eventually became one of the most recognizable nicknames in Hollywood. Another unforgettable moment came at the 1977 Academy Awards after Rocky became a massive success. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali wasn't about to let a fictional fighter steal the spotlight. During the ceremony, Ali stormed onto the stage and jokingly accused Stallone of stealing his life story. Ali declared that he was the real Apollo Creed and challenged Stallone to show everyone what he could do. The playful confrontation brought the audience to tears with laughter and instantly became one of the Oscars' most memorable moments. But perhaps Stallone's most famous rivalry was with Arnold Schwarzenegger. During the 1980s and 1990s, the two action stars were constantly competing for bigger movies, bigger muscles, and bigger box office numbers. Looking back, both admit the rivalry became intense. Stallone once joked that hearing Schwarzenegger might take a role was enough to make him accept it immediately. Schwarzenegger eventually revealed that he used that competitiveness against Stallone. When a script for the comedy Stop! Or My Mom Will Shoot landed on his desk, Arnold thought it was terrible. Instead of rejecting it quietly, he let Stallone believe he was interested. As soon as Stallone heard that Arnold might star in the movie, he rushed to sign on himself. The film became a major flop. Years later, Schwarzenegger proudly admitted that tricking Stallone into taking the role was one of his greatest victories. Thankfully, the rivalry eventually turned into a friendship. Today, the two frequently joke about their competitive past and even laugh about the movies that didn't exactly become classics. Not every role Stallone missed turned out badly, though. One audition could have changed movie history completely. Before Star Wars became a global phenomenon, Stallone auditioned for the role of Han Solo. The moment he walked into the room, he knew things weren't going his way. Stallone later joked that Italians just don't seem to fit naturally into outer space adventures. After a short audition, he realized the role wasn't meant for him. Of course, Harrison Ford got the part, and the rest is history. Still, it's funny imagining Han Solo delivering lines with Stallone's unmistakable voice. Despite decades of success, Stallone says he doesn't always get much respect at home. According to him, his daughters aren't particularly impressed by his action movies. When they watched Rambo, their reaction wasn't admiration. Instead, they asked questions like why he never seemed to take a shower and why he solved every problem by stabbing people. Stallone tried defending the character, insisting that Rambo had serious issues to work through. The explanation didn't help. Ironically, the film that finally earned their approval wasn't an action movie at all. It was Creed. After watching it, they told him he had finally made a decent film. For Stallone, that may have been the toughest review of his entire career. And if his daughters weren't harsh enough, they also became experts at impersonating him. When asked who does the best Stallone impression, he admitted they all do. Their version usually involves mumbling through breakfast orders while demanding enormous stacks of pancakes, eggs, and protein shakes. The impressions are exaggerated, ridiculous, and apparently very accurate. After all these years, that's what makes Stallone so entertaining. He's one of the biggest action stars in history, yet he's never afraid to laugh at himself. Whether he's teasing fellow actors, getting tricked by Arnold Schwarzenegger, recording embarrassing footage of his co-stars, or accidentally shadowboxing with the Pope, Stallone always manages to turn ordinary moments into unforgettable stories. What makes these moments so entertaining isn't just his sense of humor, it's the fact that they reveal the person behind the action hero image. Fans know him as Rocky Balboa and John Rambo, two of the toughest characters ever put on screen. But off-camera, Stallone often comes across as a mischievous storyteller who enjoys making people laugh as much as he enjoys making movies. Over the decades, he's survived Hollywood rivalries, career ups and downs, blockbuster successes, and public scrutiny, yet he still approaches life with the same playful attitude. That's a big reason why audiences continue to connect with him. Beyond the muscles, iconic movie roles, and legendary status, Stallone remains one of Hollywood's most relatable stars, someone who can turn even the most ordinary situation into a memorable and hilarious moment. And that's why audiences still love him. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Prestige Buzz, and hit the bell notification so you never miss our next Hollywood story.